today I'm going to give you 4 practical ways how you can use and implement the act of stop caring to attract your wife back or your long-term relationship lover, but to do it the right way.
I'm tired of wanting her. I'm tired of my heart hurting. I can't take this anymore. It's over. I'm done thinking about her.
You don't do it the right way, it can have the exact opposite effect. That video that you just saw of me tossing my wedding ring into the Atlantic Ocean, that was a reenactment of something that I actually did. My wife and I, my current wife of 10 years, we met, we become soulmates. Our marriage was absolutely phenomenal. And that lasted like for a long time. And we never thought we would have problems. I wanted to do it right. Fast forward into that marriage a little bit, everything was fine. I got diagnosed with stage 4 throat cancer, as you probably have heard me say in some of my other videos. And then cancer literally stole our marriage. No more date nights, no more sex, just it stole the marriage. And then I got on some high-powered medications that really brought out the worst in me. The reason I'm sharing this story about me was we got in a place where we still loved each other, but we couldn't stand each other. And you're probably in that place right now where you probably love your wife, love your lover, love your long-term relationship lover, and she may even love you, or she might be saying, I love you, but I'm not in love with you. I want to help you attract the love of your life back, but I don't want you to attract the love of your life back and have the same relationship that you had before, because this time I want you to be able to keep her, and equally importantly, I want her to want to stay with you. Why I care about how she feels if she re-enters the relationship, because if she feels bad, then you're gonna feel bad. All of the pain, turmoil, heartache, and even a divorce in my first marriage that I went through, the information that I've learned from all of this in my life, I can share with you so you can have all wins and not experience the losses that I've went through. I wanna tell you the story that I tossed my wedding ring into the ocean. So my wife and I had been separated for about 6 months. She had put up a wall. She stonewalled me. I had tried everything possible. We were communicating, but it was just getting to the point, honestly, that it was getting further and further. We were becoming more distant and distant and distant. And here I am in my second marriage, and now I'm facing divorce, and I'm getting to re-experience heartache that is so painful that death would have actually felt better. I would have welcomed it. And here I am. I had just got through chemo and radiation, and I had lost 100 pounds, and I'm starting to get my weight back. So I'm starting to get my life back physically, but mentally and emotionally, I just felt like death was something I welcomed because the pain was so drastic, and I just couldn't take it. I wasn't cleared to go back to work. So here I am basically just laying around all day, doing nothing, moping and feeling sorry for myself, and becoming more pathetic as the hours go by. And guess what? Why that wasn't attracting my wife back, I just can't imagine. Here I am, this man with no vision, no purpose, and I'm miserable, saying, please come back and share in the misery with me, which that's what a lot of you are doing now. And I'm going to give you some practical steps that you can implement that are going to get you out of your feelings so that you can actually implement some changes and take some action steps that are the exact opposite of what you feel like doing. It's the exact opposite of what you think you should be doing. It's the exact opposite of what you think will work. You're not even going to believe that it's going to work. But I promise you, not only has it worked for me, as of today in 2023, when I'm recording this video, so far, all of the men in my coaching program that have implemented this, 100% of them, this has worked for them, just like it worked for me in my current marriage, and almost worked for me in my first marriage, but it didn't because I didn't do it the right way, because it is how you do it, and it's definitely the timing of how you do it. So I made some notes. I typically don't do this, but I don't want to miss anything. And I want you to pause this video if you don't have access to a pen and paper, because you need to write some of this down, okay? Why do I think about her until I'm literally sick? That's what I did. That's what you're probably doing. You're probably stalking her on Facebook and Instagram. You have never Facebook and Instagram and all the other Snapchatted like in your whole life like you're doing now. If you're going to be on social media, which I actually recommend social media, I want you to post how to be a new way of being. Go live your life, find your purpose, find your calling, and start walking towards that. And these 4 steps that you're going to write down here, start posting the wins you're having in your life. It's okay, because that'll create curiosity in her. And women have a feline type of curiosity, and curiosity is attraction. So when she's curious about you, she'll think about you. Curiosity is attraction. The goal is to get her to think about you. But we don't want to manipulate her into thinking about you. We want to get her to thinking about you because she sees you're becoming a changed man. What I call in the program, a 1% of a 1% man. So the reason that you're thinking about her until you're literally sick is because the reason I threw my wedding ring in the ocean. I didn't want the relationship to end, but I just couldn't take the pain anymore. And so I said, I can't think about it. I'm choosing to not think about her anymore. It's over. Guess what? When I tossed my wedding ring into the ocean, I also acted like a little kid and I went on my iPhone and I blocked her. After about 2 days of it, she could not take it. Our communication had actually been really negative. It would start off positive. I would read some stuff. I would learn some jokes, some things that worked. And then we would talk for like 10 minutes, and then it would go south, and somebody would blow up, and we would get into an argument, and it would just get worse and worse and worse. And when I finally said, I can't take this pain anymore, threw the ring in the ocean, I blocked her. 2 days later, my wife actually sent me a message on WhatsApp. In years of marriage, my wife had never messaged me on WhatsApp. It works, but you have to do it the right way. So why are you sick? Why are you sick to your stomach? It's because you think that you need consistency in your life. You want the status quo. Your brain is efficient and it's wired for things to continue the way they always have. Even if it's not your best life, you've got to let go of that. We think we need everything that you think you need. That's acting like a 6-year-old or a 7-year-old. You don't need any of the things you think you need. And as long as you have a mindset of I need, you will never have what you want, okay? Write that down. Because we think we need, write down, I think I need, stop needing. Second item on this agenda is you feel like you need to be in control. Listen. You want to be in control of your life, which you want to be in control of your relationship. You want to be in control of the outcome of restoring the relationship. That means that as long as you have that, watch all of the YouTube videos that you want, it's not going to work because you're not coachable. As long as you feel the need to be in control, you are always going to be out of control. Put a comment control if that's you. How many of you watching this video have this strong need to be in control and it is causing you to lose control? How do I know that? Because it was me. And it is literally 100% of the clients that I take on in my program. But if you're coachable, you have to give up control of things beyond your control in order to be in control. Now, who is the one person that you can actually control? But it's also the one person that's losing control. You. I felt the need to be in control of my relationship and the actions required to get my wife back, but I was losing control, which was pushing her further away. So write down, give up control to be in control. Give up control to be in control. You have a need to be accepted. You don't really have a need to be accepted, but subconsciously or consciously, you think that you have this need for her to accept you. Step back for a minute and say, no, that's really just a strong personal preference. I'm not going to die if my wife or long-term relationship lover that I want back, I'm not going to die. My life is not going to end if she divorces me and she goes marries another man. I still have the ability to have a good life. Now, I'm not telling you that we want to stop working on this, that we want to stop attracting her back, but I am telling you that what you're doing and trying to work on the relationship is exactly what's not working. You do not need to be accepted by her. It is a personal preference. And when you stop having this compulsive need for her to accept you, she will start the process of accepting you, because your actions are exactly the opposite of what you should be doing, because you are acting on how you are feeling. If you are a girl, a little tiny girl that doesn't know better, a 6-year-old, acting on your emotions and your feelings, okay, then guess what? That might get your way because somebody's going to listen to you because they don't want to hear you, screaming or crying or whatever. But you're an adult. You don't need to be accepted. It's just a personal preference. The world is full of beautiful women. By telling your lover that you want back, that I can't see past anything with you, it's putting too much pressure on her and making her feel responsible basically for your unhappiness because you're not happy right now. You have got to get happy, and you can't be happy. Listen, no woman has ever left a man on the face of the planet or finalized a divorce from a happy man. But she will leave an unhappy man. You're standing over here saying, I'm unhappy, I'm unhappy, I'm unhappy. Please come back and be unhappy with me subconsciously. So you're further confirming the bias that if she comes back to you, you're going to keep putting pressure on her. So the need to be consistent, to be in control, to be accepted, you don't need any of that. It's all personal preference. Give up control to be in control and stop needing to be accepted, and she'll start accepting you. You don't need anything to be consistent, and we're going to talk about this. So in step 2, it's now time for you have an opportunity. You get to change. Write this down. You get to change. I get to change. This is called renewing of your mind. If you want to attract her back, you have to change. Is she telling you you haven't changed? Are you telling her, I've changed, I've changed, I've changed? And now you're listening to me in this video and you're realizing, wow, I really haven't changed. That's why she's telling me you haven't changed at all. Because what you have changed, you're missing, okay? The word says that you can't see the plank in your own eye because you're so focused on what's in her eye. Listen, if it is to be, it's up to me. She's not going to start taking the actions to get you back. She wants out of it. You can change that, though, by accepting the responsibility that if you don't change and take responsibility for your part, you're going to lose her forever. If it is to be, it's up to me. You cannot count on her to do anything. If you want her back, you've got to listen to me. It's 100% up to you, okay? Give up control to be in control. We just talked about that. Become different by being indifferent. So, listen, I toss my wedding ring in the ocean. I block her on my iPhone, which please, dear God, don't do that. It was a mistake that I did. And, luckily I figured it out before it was too late. But what happened was when my wife started messaging me on WhatsApp, I realized, wow, by being indifferent, that is creating curiosity about her to the point she downloads the WhatsApp app and messaged me on it because she became so curious. And that's like before, compare this to a cat. If you're trying to catch a cat and pet it, it may run all over the place. But when the cat can tell you don't care, it's going to come back to you and purr and rub all against you. And you just have to let it do its thing and be what it was created for. Same way with a woman. Become indifferent, okay? And don't block her, okay? Because that's going to hurt the relationship. When you start the process of showing a woman that you don't care, we don't really want to use the words that we don't care. We want to be different by being indifferent. Because if you don't time this and think about this the right way, you can accidentally give her the cold shoulder, which will push her further away. So we don't want to use the words, I don't care, but we do want to use the words that I'm happy either way. I'm now a 1% of a 1% man. I'm becoming a 1%. I get to be a 1% of a 1% man. I get to be different by becoming indifferent. If you want to text me, you want to call me, you want to talk to me, you want to come over, you want to have sex, I'm okay with that. No strings attached. I'm not going to put pressure on you. If you want to leave afterwards, that's okay. If you want to not text me for a week, that's okay. I'm not going to text you first, but if you do text me, I'm not going to give you the cold shoulder. I'm going to implement what's called the 3 Ps. I want you to write these down. Positive, polite, and playful. Okay? We're not going to give a cold shoulder, and we're not going to be controlling. We're not going to be texting her first. We're not going to be calling her first. Okay? We're going to be in control of ourselves, pursue our calling in life, become a busy man that has things to do, okay? And take advantage of this free time that you have now that she's not with you to become a better version of yourself. And the most important thing in this video that I'm going to tell you is always be positive, polite, and playful. That means you need to walk around with a smile. Practice smiling with strangers and practice being positive, polite, and playful with every woman that you see, and to be honest, with every man, woman, and child that you see, because you will notice you start seeing wins in your life in all areas, including attracting the love of your life back. So another way that you can attract her back by being different is increase in the areas of what I call spice, okay? And you can actually Google Denver Griffin, how to become more attractive. The acronym SPICE stands for spiritual, physical, intellectual, character, and emotional. Emotional is the most important, but that's in another video. Google Denver Griffin, how to become more attractive. Step number 3, back off, but use caution around no contact and stop caring. So write this down. Remember, I just said this. Think, be different by being indifferent. And the way that you become different by being indifferent is everything about you. You should look for opportunities to become a better version of yourself. But remember, always incorporate the 3 Ps. I don't need you to be with me. I don't need you to want to be married to me. I don't need you to want the same thing that I want. I don't need to control the relationship. I don't need to control the outcome. I'm just this calm, cool, collective guy. I'm positive, polite, and playful, and I'm not married to any outcome. I'm going to be okay, and I'm still going to be the man that God created me to be, no matter what happens. That's very different from what you're doing right now, and it's also something that's going to increase her curiosity about you like nothing else can, specifically if she's already found another man. You can attract her back if she's about to head down the aisle with somebody else, because that other guy, that can work in your favor. He's starting to put pressure on. But you better act on timing. So most men need help around how do you implement no contact and stop caring in a way that is being different by being indifferent. It is the easiest thing in the world once you understand the framework of how to think, but 99.9% of men need help. They need immersion and a coaching program because it's not common sense and it's always the opposite of how you're feeling. And if you don't want your relationship to end like my first relationship did, which ultimately ended in a divorce, timing is of the essence, okay? Time is not on your side. You need immersion fast. Hey guys, I want to share something with you. If you're still watching the video at this stage, I'm assuming that you're getting at least some benefit from the content. I want to give you something else. I'm offering right now a free masterclass, and at the end of that masterclass, I'm giving you an opportunity to apply to work with me. The website to do that is denvergriffin.com/masterclass. And if you're enjoying some of this content, please hit that like button and subscribe. I'm posting YouTube videos daily right now to give you free content in order to help you save your marriage. And I want you to be notified as those videos become available in real time. You need immersion fast. So I want you to write that down. Step number 4 is immersion, fast immersion in a program, okay, that's going to give you the framework of how to do this. Listen, you could actually learn all of this by watching all of my YouTube videos. You could actually learn everything that you need from this YouTube channel. The problem is time is not on your side, and you're not going to get the framework in the order and the steps that you need it, oftentimes in order to save the relationship before she develops limerence or falls in love with another man and you end up losing her forever. If you've ever watched any videos on limerence, and I think I have some on limerence where it talks about that a rebound relationship, usually they don't last, but they can last for 12 to 24 months. In the case of my ex, that's lasted for about 10 years because she's married. So to the person she had limerence with. So you can't count on limerence to be your saving grace. You need immersion in this new way of thinking, and you need it fast. You need it fast. So I want you to go to my website, denvergriffin.com, download the free PDF worksheet that I have on there that you can screenshot, print it out, take it with you, write it on your hand, screenshot it on your phone so you can constantly look at it. On that website also, there's an application where you can apply to work with me in addition to the free PDF that you can start implementing right now to start changing things in your favor. Something else that I want you to Google, Denver Griffin, can you pay to get her back? Google Denver Griffin, can you pay to get her back? And I need you to do this now because everything that I'm telling you will work. You can do everything that you need to do to save your relationship from YouTube, but you're not going to be able to do it fast enough before she ends up with another man. And how do I know this? Because my first marriage failed because I didn't do it fast enough. And I almost repeated the same mistake in my second marriage. But luckily for you guys, I figured out a way myself because I couldn't find anybody else out there that was doing it the way that I needed it to be done. The relationship was about to end. The divorce was imminent. It was on. The divorce was about to be finalized. There was a stone wall that was put up. I did something just out of, pure emotional. I couldn't take it anymore. And I started seeing wins and some things that did work. After I threw that wedding ring in the ocean and she started WhatsApping me, 2 weeks later, she met me for a date in New York. We spent the day, had an amazing dinner, like the most amazing time. We watched the Rockefeller Center where they light the Christmas tree. We flew over to Vail and did some snowboarding. Everything was peachy. Then she gets on an airplane, goes back. I go back to my place in Puerto Rico. She goes back to where she's at in Arkansas, 2,000 miles away. I think we're getting back together. Crickets. Because I started becoming too needy too fast. I started thinking, okay, we're back together. Things are peachy. We had an amazing romantic time. We were sex all night. It was amazing, peaches and cream. And guess what? She started not texting me anymore. She started, because I started texting her, and then it would take her 2 hours to respond. And so I started making notes as I was doing all of this, what worked and what didn't work, until I fine-tuned it. And once I figured out exactly what worked, I had all of that written down in notes. And today is 2023. As of 2023, this step-by-step system has worked with 100% of the men so far as of today that I have coached through these steps. 100% of the men have actively, that have completed my program, got their lover or their wife back. So denvergriffin.com, download the PDF and apply to work with me.